Before we get to hand quilting, the first thing we have to learn how to do is how to make a quilter's knot. So cut a length of thread about the length of your arm. I cut mine from shoulder to wrist, which is somewhere around 24 inches. For someone just learning how to do this, I would recommend somewhere around 12 to 18 inches, which is about mid-arm to wrist. And then go ahead and thread it through the eye of your needle, giving you one short tail and then one long tail. The long tail we'll call your working thread. And take your needle in your right hand between your thumb and your middle finger, holding it there at the eye of the needle. The tip of your needle is over here pointing to the left. Now you're going to take the long working thread and you're going to put the cut end on top of the needle, and you're going to pinch the working thread, cut end, and the needle between that thumb and middle finger. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap. So we're going to wrap away from us 1, 2. Let me show that to you again. Put the thread on top, grab that and the needle with your right hand, thumb and middle finger, wrap away from you, 1, 2 wraps. So now we have 2 wraps on our needle. With your left hand, I'm holding the thread wrapped tightly around my needle with my bottom 3 fingers. And then with my thumb and pointer finger, I'm going to grab the needle and those wraps or loops I created, and I'm going to switch everything to my left hand. Hold everything firmly. You don't want your wraps or loops to slide around on you or become undone, but don't wrap it so tightly that you can't slide this needle up and down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the tip of the needle away from us through these loops, pulling the thread through the center of these wraps or loops you created until you feel a small knot form under your fingers. And now you have a small knot in your thread. We'll try that one more time. Cut that off. Get rid of that. All right. With your long tail and your eye of your needle between your thumb and middle finger, put the long working tail of thread on top, pinch it between your fingers on your right hand, wrap away from you, 1, 2, switch everything to your left hand, firmly grabbing those loops, slide while still firmly holding those loops, the needle and thread away from you, and you will feel a knot form in your thread between your fingers. And you want this little tail to be about 1/4 of an inch, shy of a 1/2 inch long, because you don't want this little tail to poke out through the top of your quilt. And there you go, a quilter's knot.